What's up guys, welcome back to the course. In this video, we're going to talk about how to design interesting thumbnail. For those of you who don't know what thumbnail is, well, that's the first thing your audience is going to see, right? And for those of you who might be wondering why it is important to design interesting thumbnail, well, because if you want to get as many clicks as possible, you need to make sure your thumbnail is very interesting so you can attract your audience to click on it, right? But if you don't have a very interesting thumbnail, then guess what? Most likely you're not going to get as many clicks as you want to get, right? So there are like 5 different aspects that might need to be taken as a considerations when it comes to designing interesting thumbnail here. The first one is the clickbait aspect, right? It's very important to make sure the intention here is not to put something irrelevant to your content in your thumbnail, right? However, you need to be smart. You need to put the most interesting or the most controversial part of your content as your thumbnail, so it will attract your audience to click on it, right? And obviously, what we want to accomplish here is to get as many clicks as possible, right? That's why we want to have the clickbait aspect in our thumbnail. And the second one here, it needs to be eye-catching. It means that um, social media users, right, your audience, tend to have like very short attention span on social media like YouTube. They just keep scrolling, and if they don't really like your thumbnail, if your thumbnail um, is not very interesting, they're just going to keep scrolling and skip your video, right? So make sure that your thumbnail is a high quality thumbnail and also interesting thumbnail where they will be attracted and they will be impressed when they see your thumbnail and then decided to click right away, right? So that's the eye-catching component. The third one here is to stimulate curiosity, right? So we want it to be as mysterious as possible, right? We want to kind of trick our audience psychology to think, if I don't click on this thumbnail, I don't click on this video, I might miss something important for me, right? So making, if you put like all part of your contents here in the thumbnail, and then it's very predictable where they can guess like what is this video all about, then most likely they're not going to click on it. And the reason why, because they already knew, and they already knew like what they can expect from that video. However, if you put it in a very interesting way, make them curious, and also um, there might be like some missing parts that might kind of trigger their curiosity to know more about your content, then most likely they're going to click on it, right? Because if they didn't click, they feel like they missed something. So make sure you stimulate the curiosity, right? And the fourth one here, it needs to represent the actual content. I know that you guys might think, oh, this is actually the exact opposite of clickbait, right? Well, that's not necessarily the case, guys, because what I emphasize here on clickbait, you still need to put things that are relevant to your content, right? You shouldn't put things that are not relevant to your content, because your thumbnail needs to be an accurate representations of your actual content. Because if you don't do that, if you um, put something irrelevant to your content, well, maybe it will work for the first and second time. You're going to receive many clicks. However, lots of your audience are going to get disappointed, right? When they see, oh, actually the content has nothing to do with the thumbnail. Then most likely they're going to unsubscribe you. They're going to unsubscribe you and leave you, right? So they're not going to return to your YouTube channel, and that's the thing that you want to avoid. You don't want that to happen, right? So make sure that you build their trust by um, having a thumbnail that's relevant to your content. The fifth one here is high resolutions. You need to make sure your thumbnail has a good quality, and it needs to be like a high resolution image, right? You don't want it to blur. You want it to be seen perfectly. All right, and as you guys can see here on the left side of the screen, this is one of the examples of thumbnail that I created for my online course on Udemy. I got this image from Midjourney, and this is Midjourney logo, right? So I made it to be as interesting as possible. People who are kind of curious like how to generate this image, and they see, oh, this is the Midjourney logo. All right, cool. So it seems like this course is going to teach me on how to use Midjourney, right? And that's exactly what my course is. So it represents the actual content, guys. And for the course tutorial, we're going to use PixArt.com. Obviously, there are many different softwares that we can use to design thumbnail, but this is like my most favorite one, and I've been using this for quite a while to design thumbnails for my online courses and also my videos for YouTube. So I'm gonna go with this PixArts.com, right guys? I'll do it in the next video, where I'm going to guide you step by step on how to design thumbnail for our first video about the history of Trojan horse. So I'll see you guys there.